Do you think fintech is a bubble? Will it keep on growing in future as well, or the bubble will burst?
No, obviously, everybody needs money, so it is not a bubble. It will not burst. Like you mentioned, a lot of current countries are still adopting better fintech solutions.
Yeah.
Let's take Germany. If I send something to my friend, it will receive.
Guys, welcome or welcome back to another episode of Reverr Talks. Today we have with us Vijay Praveen Maharaj. Come him, and I don't want to waste your time. I just want him to tell about himself and everything. So yeah, you're welcome, Vijay.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, guys, for getting in touch and also hosting me on your podcast series.
Yeah,
So myself, Vijay, originally coming from Chennai in Tamil Nadu in India, but then living in Munich, Germany. So I live here for close to 10 years now. I did my master's here, worked for companies like Volkswagen and Siemens, and then I started Bitscrunch. Bitscrunch, yeah, it is backed by Animoca, Coinbase, Polygon, Crypto.com, and others, and we are securing the NFT ecosystem. Doing a good bit of work. I've raised more than $6 million, and yeah,
that's
things
great.
are going smooth.
That's very impressive. Okay, so like with that, we just want to know about your past because obviously, like right now, you are in a very good place and everything is like, oh, you also told. So, like, we're gonna have a talk, like a conversation about it after a few minutes. So, before that, I just want to know that, initially, how was your upbringing and like how were your school
Mhm.
days and like, how were you shaped so that you got into this entrepreneurship and like
Yeah, so born in born in a city called Tirunelveli down south in India.
okay.
My dad is a police, my mom is a teacher, so a normal middle class family. So from there, I did my bachelor's in India, in university affiliated to another university,
Mm.
and then I moved to Germany for my master's. So yeah, early days got fascinated by engineering. Engineering was a was craze at that point. So like everybody else, I wanted to also do engineering because most of my friends are doing engineering,
Yeah.
and that's how I ended up being an engineer. But then my work after masters, I'm into data science. So I started becoming a data scientist, and I started giving lectures to a lot of students, professionals, staffs, and other people. And I spent close to 21 years, 22 years in India, and then now close to 10 years in Germany. So yeah, things are good. Things are good if we roll back to the past.
That's great. Okay, so like with that, can you just tell me that what made you come up with the idea of Bitscrunch? Like, what was your initial idea, and why did you like chose to go in that path? Or like, just can you just brief us about the logic or the journey behind Bitscrunch?
Mhm. So bits crunch. First, I would like to explain the name.
Okay.
Crunch. We crunch each and every bits of data behind NFTs.
Okay.
So NFT, non-fungible token, is one of the new age asset class on blockchain. I'm not sure. Not a lot of people hearing this might know NFTs. So we crunch each and every bits of data behind NFTs. By that I mean we bring business insights, key insights, few important analytics for the NFT businesses to grow.
Yeah.
And what else? So we also look into the forensics, NFT forensic side. We check if NFT has been wash traded, if NFT has been inflated. So we look into that aspects of NFTs as well.
Okay. That's great. Okay, so like you talked about like bits crunch and how is it like what are NFTs and everything. We are going to get into that, But before that, like, can you just tell us that, these things are related to, like, obviously metaverse, which is going to be the future, and people are already talking about it, and there's so much like hype going on right now about it. So, like, can you just tell me or tell the audience that what is the future of metaverse? And like, obviously, I'm damn sure that you are bullish about it, like most of the people, as we see. So, like, can you just tell us that what will be the metaverse exactly look like? Because many people think that it is just going to be people wearing VRs and experiencing a particular like game like environment and etc. So just can you just like put some light onto that?
Yeah, sure. So obviously NFTs play a major role in metaverses, but metaverse is not the only thing when it comes to NFT space. That
Okay.
is what people have to be clear about. Because if you look at NFTs, arts is one of the most important sector of NFTs, and then there is gaming NFTs, and
Yeah.
then there is a lot of utility-based NFTs as well. Metaverse is something that can utilize the features of NFTs as such.
Yeah.
And company like Facebook changing its names to Meta
Mm.
tells the world that Meta or Metaverse could become the future. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that it is the future, but it could be the future. The
Okay.
reason being, it is the it is a space where users will get the revenue share, because right now, the more the time that we spend on Facebook, Facebook earns a lot. It becomes a $1 trillion company,
Yeah.
but we don't get that.
Mm.
So, but in metaverses with NFTs, people could potentially get a lot of revenue chunk from the platforms that they use.
Okay, just define for like just imagine for a layman, for from a layman's perspective, if a child, you can just take 10 or 12-year old, he just ask you that what is an NFT, and yeah, how will you define it and in the simplest term possible?
Mhm. For little guys, they know these collectibles, right?
Yeah.
We have that WWE cards or cricket cards, or cards that we used to collect
Yeah.
from chocolates or from things that we buy. We get those collections, right? You collect Batman, Marvel, DC collections. You do that. So
Yeah.
basically, it is as similar to what you collect, but the only difference is everything is unique. So if you collect something, it is only for you,
Yeah.
and that is with that we can get a lot of benefits. We can get a lot of insights from the others. So that is what it differentiates from a normal collective to something that is with regards to NFTs.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean, it's all about how you see things, right? So nobody can predict that Tesla will emerge as one of the strongest contenders when it comes to electric cars. The
Yeah.
same with Google. Nobody has predicted Google shares 10 years ago. So if you ask me, will it be valuable? I'm not sure, but
Mm.
it could become valuable, and that is where user economy, that is this crypto, blockchain, and NFT economy could help.
Yeah.
And that is the reason why companies like Facebook, Instagram has released NFTs. Samsung, Tiffany and Co, and a lot of other brands have launched NFTs. So this space could potentially grow massively in the next few years.
Yeah.
And as end user, as a founder, I'm not really sure if this will be valuable or this will not be valuable. But
Yeah.
all I can say is I have a very strong conviction that this space
Bullish
will
about.
explode.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I'm totally strong and bullish about this space, and yeah, I guess NFTs will emerge, and that is what Bitscrunch is also solving. We are solving the NFT fraud slash NFT detection, theft detection systems, right?
Yeah.
So we work on NFT fraud and theft detection algorithms. So yes, this could potentially become a great space for developers to build.
Yeah. And like as we all know that in the recent times, this metaverse, NFTs and blockchain cryptocurrency, these things are like become very much like in vogue, basically. People are talking about it, people are discussing about it. But there's one more thing which has boomed a lot, which is gaming industry of around the world, not only in India. As we all know, that not only the games like PUBG or something like that, there are a lot of games and people are like choosing it as a profession, and very bullish about that also, because gaming is going to be like on a next level in some few years. So do you think that like, according to you, this metaverse, these NFTs, or how will these things impact on gaming industry?
Mhm. Totally. Right now, arts could probably take the major chunk of NFT shares, but gaming could potentially be the next big wave. Let's take PUBG, the one that you mentioned.
Yeah,
I know people who buy vests, who buy M16Z guns, and who buy other in-game assets.
yeah.
Imagine those guys quit the game. They get nothing. They get nothing in return, right?
Yeah,
Whenever you buy something in-game assets, it belongs to the Tencent games,
yeah.
the one who owns the game. But with NFTs, imagine that you buy this vest
Okay.
and you could potentially sell it. So let's say you decide to quit the game as
Yeah.
you have to study for exams, as you have got bored because of a game, and then
Get
you
the return out of it.
yeah, you just
Yeah.
out of it, you just quit the game. But
Yeah.
then those NFTs will be embedded onto blockchains.
Oh,
So
okay.
now you can just go there and make a transaction to the fellow community, right? Every game has a big community. If
Yeah.
that guy is buying a M16Z gun from the game developers, he could potentially buy it from you.
Yeah.
Why should he buy it from the game developers all the time? And
Mm.
that is where the community comes in, and a whole new spectrum is opening up, right? So gaming NFTs could definitely pick up in some years, and I strongly believe in that.
Definitely. Even if you quit the game, you still have something which is of value, and you can, get the returns out of it. It's not like you are wasting your money. You can like,
Exactly.
yeah, you can get your money back, and not even money, you can make profits out of that also, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it depends on the scarcity and the rarity, right? So when PUBG says that this gun can be given to just 10 people on a day, then that becomes rare. So rare NFTs will be sold for higher prices. People needs that. So based on rarity, based on scarcity, you can even make profits. You can trade it, you can sell it, you can actually double the price
Yeah.
if you believe that it is worthy.
Definitely. That reminds me of one thing, that I like looked at your profile and everything. I did some research about you, and I just got to know that you are three times TEDx speaker. So, like, can you just tell us that how was your experience there, and anything you want to share? Because obviously, going three times there, you must be having some sort of experience and something to share about it.
So I started talking a lot on a public forums
Okay.
uh, since I graduated. So I keep doing it. I keep practicing it. So I started talking on behalf of Volkswagen. I represented Siemens for a couple of conferences. So that is when I was approached by TEDx organizers. I gave my first TEDx talk here in Germany, and my second TEDx talk in India, and then the third one is again in Germany. So obviously TEDx gives you confidence. I mean, it has a lot of pressure on you, but then you could potentially be confident as well. So yes, it's a global, well recognized platform where you see a lot of speakers. You get to learn a lot from the co-speakers, and you get to share your experience, right?
Yeah.
That's basically what a TEDx is. And obviously, the exposure is totally different. The responsibility that you should carry while you speak is far more than you could even think of. But yeah, those could potentially groom people. Right? These are the skills that I believe everybody needs. You have to go out there, meet a lot of people, be outspoken, get your words out, and that is when you get connect with the people. That is when you get connected to other folks. So that is more important.
Definitely. So, like you said here in Germany. So, are you in Germany right now?
Yes, I'm living in Munich, Germany, which is the city of Oktoberfest, they call it.
Okay.
So
So,
yeah, I live here for the last 10 years.
10 years.
Hmm.
That's great. So, like, you are staying there for 10 years. And are there some changes, like, obviously, like, for example, in cryptocurrency? As we all know, that India is a bit behind all the nations in such technology because government is not regulating things like that. And, people are waiting for the government to realize that it is something which is not like fraud. It is a blockchain technology and you should know about it. So do you think that the difference is there in Germany and India between the mentality or like people's reaction to it? So like, can you just tell us something about that?
So yeah, the German crypto space is far more stable. Uh, in fact, Germany became one of the second friendliest crypto nations in the world by beating Singapore, or even the first friendlier crypto nations.
Oh.
So yeah, Germany is good in terms of crypto adoption,
Mm.
but you never know how the future holds. But yes, India is still reluctant. India is still behind when it comes to adoption. But I am sure that they'll slowly adopt, right? Even for digital needs, they were a little behind at the beginning, but
Mm.
now with Digital India and a lot of other initiatives, we are already moving towards a good shape. And the fintech in India has been great.
Yeah.
You do a transfer now, and the other one receives it instantly. So
Yeah.
those are good things that are happening in India.
Mm, definitely. And that made me think of something that in like as you mentioned in cryptocurrency, India is obviously a bit behind the other nations, but when we talk about fintech, India is ahead many nations, many big nations, because our like fintech industry, or it has grown rapidly. Like in US, for example, if I tell you about that, people are the card system is there is really good. People are using it and seamlessly, and the technology is to the next level. But the fintech industry, the mobile based payment apps or something, they are not very much developed there. So like in India it has grown so much. Do you think it is like fintech is a bubble, or there is a like something many more things to it? Because right now it has grown so much. So will it keep on growing in future as well, or the bubble will burst?
No, obviously, everybody needs money, so it is not a bubble. It will not burst.
Okay.
And fintech is something that keeps growing, and that is where cryptocurrency also fits in into the future.
Okay.
And yes, like you mentioned, a lot of current countries are still adopting better fintech solutions.
Yeah.
Let's take Germany. If I send something to my friend, it will receive him the next day. So it takes 24 hours to send money in Germany, which is a very developed country that they say. And then in India, you just transfer the money in 10 seconds or even within 10 seconds. So such is the fintech adoption in India, and definitely it keeps growing. It will evolve. It will adopt new features, and by doing that, we are already too far ahead.
Mm, definitely, definitely. And like, what do you think that what was the reason that why these big countries like first world countries like America and everything, they were not able to develop them so much in fintech, and like what made them step back behind India? Like why India came in front of them?
I mean, it's not that they were struggling or they were not able to build these products. It is just because of the talent, the immense talent that India has. India
Yeah.
has a potential youth population of so many millions, which is lacking in some countries like America and other countries.
Mm.
And also the focus, right? I mean, take Germany. Germany has the best in class cars, best in class knives. So we
Yeah,
cannot blame India saying they don't have or they lag behind Germany for car production. It is all about the focus. It is all about the strengths that each country has. And India is performing well because of the vibrant young population. And whereas Americans or Germans, their average age has crossed 30 or 35.
okay.
So they need resources. They need people like Indians, like other country professionals who can be there and develop products and solutions.
Got it. So, like basically, every country is having its own talent. Germany is having like motor talent, and India is having like technological advancement and etc. And moreover, like India's more than half of the population is below 25, if I'm not wrong. So that, yeah, it's a very big reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So,
But,
okay, I'll just wrap up everything, and just just at the end, I just want to ask you that, what advice would you give to our community members? Like basically, in our community members, we have people who are entrepreneurs or who are going to be entrepreneurs soon. So, any advice you want to give to them,
yeah.
or yeah, go ahead.
Mhm. So I was having a look at the number of unicorns that were listed in India, listed globally. So there were 900 unicorns, and out of which 100 has come out of India. So we have got 105 unicorns in India. That is basically one ninth in the world.
That's
So
great.
that tells you what place you are in. So you are in a place where you can build products, and if you build well, you have a support. You
Yeah.
have the basement that is laid. So I want you guys to just focus on what you build and be consistent. No matter what you build, just stay consistent, stay hungry, and be aggressive. That can take you places.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for this amazing session. It was like pleasure connecting with you.